Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I got another one of those clips that may seem irrelevant, benign on the surface, but once you dig a little, I think there's more than meets the eye, there's more beneath the surface. It's another one of those subtle moments that I'm reading into and trying to make a greater meta point. We got a clip that's getting millions upon millions of views all over social media. Just the one that I'm looking at here has already 4 million impressions on X, where Trump is greeting firefighters in Los Angeles, and there was something caught on the microphone, we could call it a hot mic moment, that first off I thought was heartwarming. I thought it was a nice moment caught on camera, but then the more I think about it, the more I realize it gives us an interesting insight into the dysfunction and incompetence in Democrat leadership and just the state apparatus in general. I want to piggyback off this clip to make another point. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so here's the moment that so many people are talking about during Donald Trump's recent visit to Los Angeles. A firefighter, somebody who's seen the real-world consequences of failed Democrat policies, shakes Donald Trump's hand, and you could hear very faintly him telling the president, quote, "Thank you for saving this country." Take a look. I think it's an amazing moment because this isn't just some regular citizen thanking Trump. No, this is a firefighter, a man who's on the front line of this crisis, somebody who's witnessed the chaos and suffering caused by Democrat incompetence in California. This is a man who's seen it all, homes burning down, people losing their lives, communities devastated. He knows exactly how bad things have gotten, and unlike most people in his position, he decided to use his moment in front of the president to actually speak out, and he's saying a whole lot more than just thank you. He's thanking the president for saving the country. And that's what makes this moment so special, because what I gathered from this moment was basically insider confirmation that we were right and that Trump was right. You know, here we have Donald Trump, the evil orange man, right? Heading to California. He's scolding all the Democrat leaders. And of course, the media would run with the narrative that, oh, Donald Trump, he's just being a big meanie, or I don't know, something like that. Donald Trump's bullying Karen Bass. But really what he's doing is setting the record straight, speaking truth to power, and most importantly, saying the things that people in his position cannot say or are significantly incentivized to not say. You know, let's be real, the Democrats have developed this culture of fear. In big government, Democrat-run states, you can't question the narrative. You can't question leadership. You have to simply kiss the ring or you risk losing your job, your career, everything. And that's exactly what came to mind when I saw this. I think what this firefighter was saying was thank you, Mr. President, for standing up to these Democrat clowns and saying what we are unable to say. I think it's once again Donald Trump speaking for the voiceless and the powerless. You know, there's obviously a culture of fear here. Remember the firefighter Whistleblower that we covered on this channel a couple weeks ago? The one that exposed the California fire hydrants weren't even capable of pumping enough water to fight the flames? Supposedly in one of the neighborhoods with, as the firefighter described, commercial-sized buildings. Basically the homes or the mansions there were so big that they're basically the size of commercial buildings. Well, in that neighborhood, he described the fire hydrants as only having a piping diameter of a little bit over 2 inches when the standard, the industry standard, the safety standard is 4 inches. In other words, they don't allow for enough water flow to extinguish the flames, especially not in such big buildings. Well, that firefighter had to stay anonymous. Why do you think that is? Because he knew that the Democrat establishment would essentially destroy him for exposing their failures. And it turns out that he was absolutely right to be afraid of losing his job, because that's exactly what happened to a city worker who blew the whistle on the California smart meters. Turns out these smart meters were prone to catching fire.
I was a meter reader for 9.5 years with PG&E in the Marin office before I was illegally fired because I was not intimidated into being quiet with the problems I saw firsthand regarding smart meters. The fact that PG&E knows that they do catch on fire when they are remotely turned back on when a customer who is delinquent in their bill finally pays their bill. These meters catch fire. They know it, and they are covering it up. When I started working at PG&E, the annual budget in meter reading was $70 million for roughly 1,000 meter readers. The Public Utility Commission and PG&E continually lie to the customers, saying it is a $2.2 billion system, PG&E tells their own employees it is a $10 billion system. That makes this illegal because it is a crime of fraud against the consumers of California. You cannot allow PG&E to charge extra for a meter reader to come read a customer's meter when they already do it infinitely cheaper.
And what did this guy get for telling the truth? For raising concerns, serious safety concerns? He was fired. And you would think that that would be illegal, by the way, to fire a whistleblower in retaliation. But of course, these corrupt Democrat bureaucrats in California don't seem to care. This is what the Democrats have created, a culture where whistleblowers are silenced, incompetence is rewarded. The narrative, of course, is the most important thing. It always trumps the truth. And that, I believe, is why people love Donald Trump so much. That is why I think we had this viral moment where this firefighter didn't just thank the president. He didn't just say, thanks for coming down, being on the ground and seeing what we're dealing with. No, in response to Donald Trump's rhetoric, in response to his words, his challenge to authority, or California authority, that is, because at the end of the day, he's the authority. But anyways, not to get caught up in the semantics, I feel like this was a response. He's thanking the president, not just for showing up, but for having the courage to really step in and do the right thing. And the way he expressed himself was by saying, thanks for saving the country. And I feel for these guys because they obviously want to do the right thing. These are people who have dedicated themselves to serving their people, serving their community. They put their lives on the line for the community. And they've obviously been sitting there for the last couple of decades, watching everything go to hell in a handbasket. And they've been powerless to do anything. A lot of these guys probably see the incompetence. They know they're not prepared for these situations. They know there's no water because the California government just redirects it all back into the ocean. They know the fire hydrants aren't adequate, and yet what's their leadership been focused on? Ridiculous DEI campaigns. There's another video, by the way, from the LAFD that's currently making its rounds around social media.
My name is Captain Jennifer Wilcox. My pronouns are she, her. I am a Caucasian female wearing a black shirt uniform with eyewear and a black hat.
And so they've been sitting back knowing all the issues and knowing the risk, and yet this has been the focus of Democrat leadership. And they can't whistleblow, they can't call it out because they're going to lose their jobs. They're going to be called bigots, extremists, yada yada. It's just fundamentally un-American in my view. The whole purpose of the First Amendment is to be able to speak truth to power. But that obviously doesn't work when the government becomes such a Goliath, such a behemoth. The way the big government Democrat system works, it's a top-down power structure, and if you're a nail that's slightly sticking out, well, what does the Democrat power structure do? It tries to smack you right in place, or it yanks you out and replaces you with a fresh nail that they'll hope will fall and stay in line. Anyways, that's what I gathered from this video. Maybe I'm reading into things a little bit, but I don't think so. I think that's exactly what was on the mind of this firefighter. But of course, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully, I'll see you on the next one.